Hi everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Corey here in Cloud Dojo. I'm Corey and this is your spot for inspiration on living a healthy, happy, and vibrant life. So in today's video, I wanted to just share with you 5 easy, healthy weeknight dinners. We're gonna start out with a twist on a caprese salad. So you know the traditional caprese salad with tomato and mozzarella and basil. Well, we turned that into a pasta this week. So I wanted a springtime veggie, so I'm chopping up some asparagus. Then I've got some farfalle pasta, just gonna boil that. You could use any pasta here. For some extra protein while keeping it vegetarian, because we like to do a lot of vegetarian dinners, we are going to roast some cannellini beans, a little salt and some garlic powder here. And then I'm just gonna add some olive oil, mix that all up, spread it out evenly on the tray. I'm doing these in the air fryer, but you could also broil them for less time than I do the air fryer, maybe 400, 450, and just kind of keep stirring and checking on them so they don't burn, but they get nice and crispy. In the air fryer, I have trays, so I'm gonna do it at 400 for 5 minutes, and then I'll switch the trays, or if you have a basket, that's when you'd shake it. And then when the pasta has maybe 1 or 2 minutes left to cook, I check it, and then we're going to add in our asparagus so that it can cook while the pasta finishes cooking. Now when I switch my trays here, I'm gonna do another 5 minutes at 400. If you had a basket, you could just shake that basket up at this point. When the pasta is all done, I'm just gonna hit it with some cold water. This stops the pasta from cooking, and then it also gives that asparagus that nice color. I've got a little olive oil and butter in my pot here, and I'm going to blister some grape tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes would work fine too here, just to get them soft a little bit and bring out the sweetness, not cook them all the way down. I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of salt. Then as soon as they're blistered, I just turn off the heat and then add in some lemon zest. Then I'm just tearing off some fresh basil leaves and just letting the warmth from the pot kind of wilt those a little bit, bring out their flavor. And then we have these baby mozzarella balls. If you don't have those, just chop up some fresh mozzarella, that's fine too. And then I'm doing the juice from the lemon that I zested, and then throwing in that pasta and asparagus and our crispy beans. And then we're just gonna mix it all up. And that's literally it. It's so good. Oh yeah. This is giving me like spring, summertime staple dinner. Okay, this dish was so easy. I just whipped up a pesto. It's cashews and herbs and garlic and some olive oil. I just kept it vegan tonight. And then I mixed in this protein-rich, delicious sauce with some rice. So that makes sure that my kids will eat it because they love rice. And it's green, which is fun. Then I crushed up some cumin seeds and mixed them in with this stir fry. So this is just like fresh cumin seeds. I find it so much more aromatic when you fresh crush them and just like saute them with things. It's a really great hack and it just brings out so much flavor. This was fennel and some red cabbage and some leeks. And then yeah, I just roasted a sweet potato, add a little bit of that extra sauce, and this is done. That sauce though. Oh, it's really good. Okay, this meal is a really good one. It's so fresh and vibrant. We are making a millet tabbouleh, so I've just chopped up some cucumber. I prepped this millet earlier in the week when I was doing meal prep. I am just adding a little lemon zest to it now and hitting it with some salt. And then a little garlic powder, and then just stir that up. Add in the cucumbers. A little bit of fresh chopped parsley. And then this is just like an heirloom tomato, but you could slice up any juicy tomato and put that in there. And then I'm juicing that lemon that I zested and adding that into our tabbouleh mixture. And then a little bit of olive oil and feta cheese to finish it off, just crumbling up some fresh feta. And then Sean is getting out some salmon fillets. I'm gonna hit those with some lemon juice and some garlic powder. I like to season first and then put on the oil because the oil will create a little bit of a barrier so the flavors can't penetrate the salmon as well. So adding all that on and then adding our olive oil. And then I'm gonna cook this. I like to cook my fish at about 375, 380, and I just go until it's kind of bouncy like that. Maybe it's, if you want, you can always test it by flaking it. And now then we're gonna just plate this up and the meal is done. For earth, wind, rain, and sun above, and most of all for those we love. Mmm, oh, it's like butter.
This is so good.
You like it? So for dinner tonight, we are going to have a mess of greens. I actually cooked these up when I was doing some meal prep when I was making the salmon. I always just cook up a whole mess of greens. Let me know in the comments below if you are from somewhere where they use the term a mess of greens. I don't know where that comes from, but that's what we say. So I've got some lacinato kale, and then I've got these beet tops. They're a little bit wilted, but they actually turned out great. So just wanted to use up the tops of my beets, and we are actually making a roast chicken to go with this tonight. For a veggie option, we're also having some beans. Our kiddos don't love chicken all the time, so we're gonna roast those up as well. But here's the kale. A little tip for the kale, I actually can pile this, or the greens, I can pile this up really high, and as long as I kind of cook it on medium low with a little bit of olive oil, salt, garlic powder, and a little bit of water, and then I just flip everything over once the bottom part cooks and kind of put the cooked part on the top and let the other part cook. So with our roasted chicken or beans, we are also going to roast some veggies. So I've got some golden beets here that I'm chopping up. And I'm also gonna chop up a carrot. I'm making sure that all my pieces are about the same size chopped, adding a little bit of water to this roasting pan, just a little bit of salt for flavor. And then I'm going to cover this with tin foil and roast it at 400, 425 until the vegetables are a little bit soft, and then add in the chicken, or you could add in like your chickpeas at this point, or red beans, or whatever you choose. This has rosemary and lemon inside the cavity, and then putting garlic on the outside. Gotta be careful when you do garlic powder because it can burn, but we're trying to put a generous amount of olive oil on top. And then also I'm gonna add a few pats of butter and cover it with foil. And then I roast mine pretty high, but of course you could do a little bit lower, especially with the garlic powder. I might do it a little bit lower, but I did it at 425, and after about 15-20 minutes, I took the foil off and then just let it continue cooking until it was done, and this is how it turned out. So those bits on top, you might have to dust off a little bit if they're black, but this one turned out pretty well. So you can also roast it a little bit lower temperature for longer. All right, everybody, as you can see, I am like already in my PJs. It's a kind of rainy, gray day outside, so we are cozy and having the most perfect meal for a gray day. My daughter did not want the chicken tonight, so a vegetarian option you can do is just some beans, maybe mixed up with some flavors like garlic and herbs, soy sauce, things like that, to make a vegetarian version. Oh, it's really good. It's good, right? Yum, yum, yum. All right, for our final dinner, I wanted to get creative with an Asian-inspired stuffed butternut squash. So I've cleaned out the squash, cut it in quarters, adding it to a roasting pan with a little bit of water. And then that's going to go face side down in the oven at 400 degrees. And then I'm going to saute some mushrooms. These are just some local pionino mushrooms, but any mushrooms will do. Adding in some garlic powder and some mushroom stock. You got to really make sure that the garlic is coated all around the mushrooms so it doesn't burn. And then I just covered it for a minute to get the mushrooms soft, and then I'm adding in some toasted sesame oil and stirring that around. And then a little bit of salt just to bring out the flavors. And then I'm gonna use that same pan, emptying out these mushrooms. I'm going to add in our greens to get those heated up because those were in the fridge from our meal prep earlier. And there's all these good little bits of mushroom and kind of crispiness at the bottom. So I'm going to add in some mushroom stock to kind of deglaze the pan and get all those delicious flavors on the greens. I'm going to also grate some ginger. It's really nice. Ginger can be kind of fibrous, especially in the United States. So it's nice to use a microplane to get the ginger out. And then I added some kimchi paste, which was really dynamic and not too spicy, just added a good kick. That's good. It has just like the littlest hint of all these different flavors, the garlic and the ginger and the spice and a little bit of salty. Okay. And then I'm just heating up some red beans, which we had also meal prepped from other meals in the week, and adding some mushroom stock and garlic powder to this as well. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit of soy sauce and also some sesame oil. Okay, that has just had all the water evaporate out of it, so it's perfect. Don't have to have all the water evaporated out of it, but it was just perfect that I caught it in time before it started burning. I want them to just be basically soft all the way through, but still kind of hold their shape. So I'm hoping they'll do that. So now the beans have cooked with this mushroom stock a little bit, and the starchiness has made this amazing like creamy sauce mixed in with that mushroom broth. So now we're just gonna plate everything up. First goes our butternut squash, and then those delicious creamy beans as this base. And then just gonna add the greens on top of that. Because my kids are for sure going to say, ooh, I don't like mushrooms. We always say, just try a little bit. Slowly your body might get used to them. It's good to just keep the taste in your mouth. So I have a couple. Good, right?
No.
And this from a 100% meat lover.
Really smoky flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Really yummy.
Just like everything is just put together really well.
Thank you. All right, everybody, I hope that these dinner ideas inspired you. Please leave a comment and let me know if you tried any of them. And here is wishing you a healthy, happy, and vibrant week ahead. And I'll see you next time here in Cloud Dojo. Bye.